Hey there!
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another talk video. Today we're going to be trying to answer the question, should Christians play video games?
And it might sound like kind of a controversial topic, but I think it's a very important one to talk about, especially now since a lot of lives revolve around video games.
Yeah, we're kind of all stuck in our homes at this point, and it's kind of a big part of the day where people just kind of kill time on there. We're going to see if it's really good to play them, or we're going to look at the pros and cons of them pretty much. So let's get into that right now.
So for this topic, pretty much it'll mostly be him talking about it because he loves video games. He plays them a lot. I'm not a video gamer. I like to play it every now and then. So it's kind of going to have two different perspectives, but it'll mostly be him and,
Yeah, let's start off with the good stuff first. What are the benefits, the pros of playing video games? And I know these ones pretty well. I think my all-time favorite pro of video games is communication. It's very easy to stay in contact with your friends through this, especially during this quarantine. I've been able to talk with a lot of my friends, goof off, laugh, have fun with them. It's pretty fun to just talk to them. And I've even met a couple new friends through it as well, like friends of my friends on there. I've never even met them in person. I just know them from there, and it's just kind of fun to meet them through that. So communication is a very fun part about playing games. All right. Point numero dos. So that's one for the good stuff, pros. So right here we'll put it, number 1.
1 point for pros.
1 point for pros. So far we have none for cons yet. So number 2 that I would like to add is it is a great stress reliever. Several times when kids come home from school and whatnot, they want to just kind of relax, play some games, kind of forget about the day, and just forget the stress of the world. And I've done that too from school and work and whatnot. It's a lot of fun to just take a second, kind of go into your own little world and forget about all the trouble and just relax a little bit. Relieves great tension. It's entertaining, it's fun, but it's a great stress reliever. I know a lot of people use it for that, and that's one of the things I like to do with it. But the next point that I have is basically my main reason for wanting to play video games, and that one is, well, first let's point at 2 here. So we got 2 for pros, and then still we got none for cons yet. But point number 3, the last one I'm going to make, it's good rest, in my opinion. On a lazy day, like Saturdays when I'm home from work, no school, I think everyone can relate to just playing video games and just kind of resting, letting their bodies rest. Their minds are still active, but their body is resting, and they're just kind of getting, what's the right word for this?
They're chilling.
They're chilling. There we go. They're chilling out, they're enjoying their time, and they are resting for what's coming next.
Basically, they're having fun.
They're having fun.
It's something fun to do in moderation.
There are a lot of other pros out there, but those are the main 3 ones, I would say, that kind of back it up. But now we're going to get into the cons, which that list is a lot longer.
And I can help with that one.
Oh yeah, she's got a list because she's learned from me. So let's get into that. Now we're getting into the cons, the bad stuff, the things that you have to take with a grain of salt when you play video games. And I think number 1 that would be good to add is it is a major distraction. It is it just distracts you from everything, important stuff like homework or family or friends or
spending time with God.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say it in time. She got that one before me. But yeah, spending time with God. I mean, it says in Philippians 4:8, I want to say, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is good, whatever is righteous, think on these things. I mean, video games aren't exactly pure or righteous or good.
You have to choose your video games that you play wisely, and mostly that comes down to playing shooter games.
Yeah, violent video games. We're definitely going to get into that one here soon. I have seen that one firsthand with my job. I work at a trampoline park, and I've seen what it does to people, kids especially.
Let's just get into it now.
Oh, we want to get into it now?
Let's get into
it now, because we kind of touched on it anyway. We won't keep you in suspense.
Basically, the thing with shooter games is it desensitizes you to murder. And, that's one of the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not murder. And it's just really not good to act like it's okay to do that and to normalize it and to actually feel great when you do it, you know, that sense of victory.
Yeah, it desensitizes you to a lot of things. I can't even say desensitize. It desensitizes you to a lot of things. I mean, games such as GTA and Call of Duty and all that stuff, those are the two main ones that really just make killing fun.
Yeah.
And that is not a good thing. It says thou shalt not kill. I mean, we see that there's a lot of fighting in the Bible, but it never says that that's a good thing. So it says here in Psalms 11:5, the Lord examines both the righteous and the wicked, and he hates those who love violence. I mean, God is a God of love, not of violence. And we as Christians are striving to be more like God, and being violent is not exactly showing the love of God. So another one of the big cons that we wanted to talk about was addiction. Games are very addicting, and I think a perfect example of that is Fortnite. That is one of the most addicting games out there. A lot of fun. It's not necessarily a violent video game.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not. It's cartoonish. It's fun. But it is very addicting, and addicting pretty much anything. If you're addicted to something, it's not good, no matter what. Any good thing can be bad. So food, or like TV, video games, or, I mean, even friends can be addicting. I mean, it can pretty much be a false idol, which is like, kind of goes right into it. Those are two cons, but it's pretty much a false idol. I have personal experience with that because I would think about video games all the time, and I would play on them for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours a day, and it became like a false idol. I thought about it more than I thought about God. I spent more time on video games more than I spent time with God, and it just became too much. And because I had accountability with like parents and her example, she always be like, you're playing that a lot, and I'm like, get off, like, hey, it's play. I mean,
that goes to a different topic later.
It does.
Attitude.
Oh yeah, attitude.
Yeah, but if you can't get through your day without playing video games, and like all your thoughts are like, I just want to play it, and you're obsessing over it, and you can't do normal human functions without wanting so bad to play video games, then something's seriously out of whack.
Mm-hmm. And you have to take action as soon as you can, because the more you give into it, the harder it is to get away from it. Another disadvantage of the video games is definitely...
You can speak. I almost said American English.
You can speak American English? Yay!
Okay.
I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry.
Attitude. It's attitude.
Attitude can help.
Does not help.
It messes with your respect and how you see authority and disrespect. Because a lot of games, they glorify running away from cops, acting like they're the bad guy, and there's other things that go along with that, which is not good. And especially for younger kids, you know, feeding their mind with that kind of stuff, because authority is not the enemy. They're here to protect you for that instance.
Yeah, like most video games, they pretty much tell you to do the opposite of what we're supposed to live out. I mean, you run away from the cops in the games, you obey the cops in real life. It's a little contradicting. You shoot people in the games, don't shoot them in real life. I mean, you're literally acting this out, like on screen. You're seeing yourself doing it, and then you go out and live. Some people can't distinguish between those two. It messes with our mental mindset and our attitude towards it. And even if it's not like that severe, I mean, you think about it, everyone's like, oh, it'd be cool to like take that and run.
The more you play it, the more you feed that into your mind and also into like your heart, because you know what you see and how you act in those, you put your feelings into games, and that can really, really affect you and how you live. So to sum up the points for the pros, we had...
Oh, you're going to throw it to me? Okay. We've got communication.
Connecting with friends.
Relaxing. Relieving tension. And rest. Top 3 for the pros.
Cons.
Only 3, really. But cons. We have... Violence, distraction, addiction, and attitude for those 4. So we have 4 versus 3.
In my opinion, these ones weigh, how does that go? Heavier.
Yeah.
These ones weigh a bit heavier. But it is definitely a personal decision. These are just some things to contemplate and ask yourself.
Just kind of take that with a grain of salt. We gave you our opinion on it.
Yeah, and these are just our opinions. We're not saying you have to follow just these rules. They're more like guidelines, you know, to help keep yourself going in the right direction, because you don't want to fall out of God's path for you.
And from a Christian perspective, I would say that there is no spiritual benefit of playing video games whatsoever.
Unless it's a Bible video game, and if you found one of those, congrats, yay for you.
Well, there's none out there, but I would say that video games are not beneficial for Christians. But in general, they're not bad. It doesn't say that we can't play video games in the Bible.
Play video games.
Thou shalt not play, command.
That would have been something.
I would actually, that would be hilarious, to be honest, but
that'd be in the Message Bible.
That's in the Message Bible, yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
Yeah, but that's our opinion on it. Not beneficial for Christians, so the less time you spend on it, the better.
So thank you guys so much for listening. If you made it to the end, it may have been a little bit long, and sometimes not the most fun to listen to.
Maybe a little rambly too.
Maybe.
Could have been a little dry. I don't know. But that's just kind of how it came out, and we will let God take care of the rest, shall we? Yep. Alright, so we will see you guys later for another video.
Don't forget to check the description box for this week's verse, song, and what was the other?
Scripture?
The question of the week. Duh. Yeah, don't forget to check those out.
There's scripture too.
I said verse.
Oh.
Alright guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Wait, we always go that way.
We do.
Always that way.
We do.
3, 2, 1. Peace out.